Hello everybody, Jeremy with Banana Hobbies. And what we got here for you is the second video on the setup of the B-1B Lancer. This setup option is the Gyro Off mode. The first two videos that we have made out there is a extended video that explains everything that is over an hour long. Don't want you to have to sit through that unless you really want to, or if you feel like there's something missing out of these quick clips. The second video is the gyro on explanation, and this is going to be the gyro off explanation. The next video after that is going to be the bypass option, which is my personal favorite setup. So that being said, we're going to jump into this. We're going to show you what the plane is going to do when you do this. So first step is you want to make sure you turn the gyro off. And so what you're going to do is on the belly pan, you're going to reach in and you're going to flick the switch to the off position. Okay, I'm just going to close that up just so that it's closed. Now what you're going to see, and you also need to know, is that the off position of the controller slash gyro is how you set up all of your levels of your surfaces. Then you unplug, turn it back on, plug it back in, and that'll turn the gyro on. But the same for off. If you have the gyro on when you're already plugged in and you want to turn it off, you have to unplug it, turn it off, plug it back in, and then you will get the off mode. So that being said, we're going to power this up. What you're going to see is you're going to see your surfaces. And yes, I connected XT60 to EC5. Just so you know, I do not fly with that. But for normal, just testing, that's what I do. So, did you see that right there? We're going to turn this airplane just so you can see it a little better. Okay, always make sure that you have the airplane nice and level when you do this. So again, here we go again. You plug it in, airplane level. This is what you should see. That right there is the controller and the gyro essentially checking all your surfaces, making sure everything works, and calibrating itself to level, okay? All right, for the sake of what we're going to do right now, I'm going to sweep the wings back. What you should see when you do the wings back is you should see if you have flaps down either in half or full, they should extend up, or sorry, they should retract upward into the retracted state. Your wings should go back and your elevator should automatically tilt to some nose up attitude. So, all right, here we go. So what I've got in here is I've just got a standard gyro. There is no gyro, or sorry, standard receiver. There is nothing in there to control any kind of extras, like as in a Cortex, some AS3X receivers, or even the Pulsar, Pulsar gyro that is also sold at Banana Hobbies. So there's nothing in there right now. Again, it's receiver and then it's integrated gyro slash controller, but the gyro is turned off. This off option, this is what it allows, okay? It allows you to essentially not have any gyro control, so you're not going to see any kind of countering or adjusting. The only thing that you're going to have is through the controller, and it's going to limit your actual travel amounts. What does that mean? What that means is that, per se, your elevator, right here, it's going to try and limit it from touching the elevator. So if I go and I full deflection this, I should be right at touching that elevator servo. And what that's going to do is that's going to prevent you from over torquing a servo and burning it up. You also have a servo on this other side here, which is the rudder servo. And so Xfly, what they did is they put a travel limiting amount in the controller, and that is only on your elevator and your ailerons. And so your ailerons and elevator are limited, and so they're only going to go a certain amount. So You may ask yourself, can I fly with the gyro off? The answer is yes. It actually does really, really well. But again, remember that your travel is limited. And in this, you still can't have any extra controls on there. What happens is the controller still limits it. So if you go and you put a 125 on your rates with the gyro off, it's still going to only give you 100 rates. Does that make any sense? And so your best bet is to keep your 100% rates on here. But what you can do is you can add one of these gyros in between now, because you're not going to have a gyro in the front, as in a gyro receiver, or in between your receiver, and you're not going to be running a gyro on your control board. So what'll happen is if you have it off, you can run that gyro in the front, and now that will be your main control. So yes, you're going to get the feel that you want out of your AS3X or your Pulsar or your Cortex or your AR Smooth, or not your AR Smooth Flight, your Hobby Eagle A3s. You're going to get that feel, but again, remember that your maximum travel is going to be limited. So the key in this whole thing is maximum travel limited. Okay, so the things that the off option allows. Okay, so it allows for dual rate settings. Okay, you're not going to see anything crazy high, but if you feel like it's too much, you can actually decrease it and you can create some dual rates in there. The travel is limited by the controller. Your elevator, your external gyro is allowed, and also in the off mode is when you set up for the neutral of the airplane for the on mode also. So, what else to say on there? I guess the other difference is in the on mode, your rates are controlled by the controller. Your expo is controlled by the controller. Your travel is controlled by the controller, and then also your trimming in flight is also. So let me say that again. With off, yes, you can trim the airplane. So now you can literally in the flight. Timer reset. You can in the flight give yourself more elevator if you feel like you need more elevator. Okay. You can give yourself aileron. You can give yourself rudder. You can give yourself all of that. So yes, in this mode, which is off, you are allowed to trim. You are also allowed to put an expo in there. So if you want some expo, go right ahead as long as you're in off. But if you go back to on and you try and fly in on, you got to make sure, again, 0 expo, 0 trims, 100% rate on elevator and aileron. So I like this setup. This is getting more and more in regards to closer to how I like to set the airplane up in the advanced mode. So again, the next video is going to be the advanced mode. So this is to tailor those that just want to flick the switch and fly it with a gyro off, or add a gyro into it in between, but still your rates are going to be limited a little bit. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment. We'll see what it is. Again, that was the stock setup with the gyro off. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.